Are you looking to become a real estate agent in British Columbia? Well, then this video is for you. I'm going to be going over the step-by-step process on what it takes to become a real estate agent in BC. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to be giving away the exact business plan I used to make $70,000 my first month as a real estate agent. Before you apply for the program at UBC Saunders to get into real estate, you're going to want to consider these 4 things to see if you qualify in order to become a real estate agent. Number 1 is good reputation. So you do require a criminal record check. So if you have any major offenses, you might not be able to get your real estate license. And for the people that might have some more minor stuff, but still have a criminal record, the real estate board will put this into consideration and you still might be able to get your real estate license. The second would be English proficiency. You actually have to pass an English requirement test in order to get your real estate license. And don't worry for those people that English is a second language. This test is not hard. You just have to be able to read and write English. The third is you have to be eligible to work in Canada. So you either need to be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident in order to get your real estate license. The fourth is budgeting. So you need to have a certain amount of money set aside in order for the schooling and some other requirements. So to do the training service at UBC Saunders is $1,150. The English test is around $280. The applied practice course is $175. And then your real estate board will cost you around $2,200. So you'll have a grand total of $4,500 in order just to get your real estate license started, which is very cheap if you consider this to actually going and getting a degree in business or something like that in university. The second cost you're going to have to be budgeting is actually brokerage fees. And I see this is where most new agents actually make the biggest mistake, is going to a brokerage that has extremely high fees, and this limits the amount of resources that they're able to do as a new agent. There's no denying, as a new agent, you're not going to have any clientele, so you need to put money towards marketing in order for you to get these clients. So a lot of brokerages are going to charge you $1,500 a month, maybe a little bit more, just to be a part of their brokerage. And this is something that I believe led to all my success I had starting out, because I was able to invest about $1,000 into marketing that was making me $24,000 in commission when I started as a real estate agent. So if you guys have any questions about what brokerage to join, I interviewed them all, so I'll be able to provide you the best insight on which one to go with. The last and final step about budgeting is you're going to want to have a certain amount of living expenses set aside. So I recommend you have at least probably 3 months, because it takes about 60 days in order to get your first sale when you're actually going to close something and get paid. You want the constraints of not being able to support for your family or support yourself, because it typically does take around 60 days to receive a paycheck once you get a sale. So having 3 months of living expenses set aside should be good if you get out there and start hustling. The second step is completing the real estate training services licensing course and the exam. You can finish the licensing course in about 10 weeks with the amount of assignments that you have to submit, but you have about 1 year to complete this. To be honest, the learning material is quite outdated, and there is a very high failure rate on the exam for people who write it their first time. I highly recommend that you find a tutor service that's going to help you study and pass the exam. It's worth every penny. This allowed me to work my full-time job. I was working 13-hour night shifts when I was taking my real estate licensing exam while living in Alberta. So the tutor service that I used played a major factor in order for me getting licensed as quick as possible. Step number 3 is talking to brokerages. So I recommend you interview all the major players in your market just to see what they all offer. And just like I said earlier, I think this is where new agents make the biggest mistake, is they don't align themselves with a mentor or a brokerage that's actually going to support them and allow them to hit their goals. So when it comes time for you to actually start this process, please reach out to me. I'll happily be able to align you with what the best brokerage would be in your market. And if you're someone that's going to be getting their real estate license here in the near future, or already a real estate agent, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button to my channel, because I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos on the playbook that I'm using for me and my team to have success. Step number 4 is getting that criminal record check. So now you got to go through the process of applying for your application, and criminal record check is the first step. Step number 5, this is the applied practice course. So this comes after you've gotten your results and you've passed the real estate exam. There's a second phase from UBC Saunders, which requires you to do this applied practice course, and it takes around 2 weeks. When I did it, it was all online, so we did it through Zoom. It might change to being back in person. You have to see when the classes are in your location, but I highly recommend doing it online. It just makes it a lot easier. Step number 6, so now you've passed all this, you can finally apply for your licensing. You've decided what brokerage you want to go to, you passed the exam, you finished the applied practice course, you can apply to get licensed. And this does typically take around 30 days, so I recommend that you start the process as fast as you can. Those are the 6 steps to become a real estate agent in British Columbia. For everyone that stuck around till the end, I want you to drop your name in the comments below So I can send you an invite to the course that I developed for new agents that is walking you through step by step what I did in order to make $70,000 my first month as a real estate agent. And if you're seriously considering becoming an agent, you're going to want to watch this video next, which is going to be the best guide for you to have success when you start out.